Welcome to Heal the New Sexy. We discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Samantha. I'm a licensed therapist and coach. Today's topic is a bold one, but it's necessary. In this, I'm going to talk to you and teach you signs that a man is not equipped to lead. Now, this is where all the men just going to come in. They're going to push the thumbs down button. But listen, I'm about to save you years of therapy, headache, heartache, frustration, because this is the truth that I know with the women that I've worked with. Many of them are financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically bankrupt because they made the decision to marry the wrong man who didn't have the ability to lead. Now, if you focus on these 6 things, it's going to prevent you from connecting your life to a man who doesn't have leadership skills and ability. I know growing up, I was taught that, a man is supposed to lead, the man is the head of his household. There's not enough emphasis on what leadership looks like. So these things that I'm going to talk about with you today, these are red flags. These are the things that you need to pay attention to. And if you see them, you need to become curious about them. I'm not saying that he's a bad man, but what I am saying is this is an area where you are going to have to show up. And so you're going to have to make a decision whether you want to show up in this area or not, if it's a deal breaker or not for you. Okay? Number 1, you can't depend on him. There's nothing worse than being in a relationship with a person who you can't depend on, whether that's a man, a friend, or family. Okay? A man who cannot be depended on cannot lead. If you can't depend on him, how is he supposed to be leading you? How is it that he only shows up when he wants to show up? How is it that he's inconsistent with his word? I grew up like a man's word was his word. If he said he was going to do it, he did it. Now, if he's inconsistent with his word, to me, that's a red flag. He disappears when life gets hard. You ever been dating a man and you go and you ask him, like, what are we going to do? Oh, I don't know. What should we do? That means in this relationship, you're always going to be the one who's the problem solver. Because you can't depend on him. You can't lean on him. What happens when let's say, for instance, you're in a situation like me. And, for those of you who maybe knew, I went through a breast cancer journey earlier this year. I'm still going through, but I'm made it through, right? And you can't depend on your partner to take you to your appointments. You can't depend on them to get the information from the doctor when you are overwhelmed and to process it for you and to help you navigate the system. What happens when you can't depend on them to pick up your child from daycare? Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to get them. He wants partnership benefits while providing nothing foundational. When you're in a partnership, the two of you should be able to depend on each other, should be able to lean on each other. What happens when your mother, unfortunately, passes away? You can't depend on him to be a shoulder for you to lean on. You can't depend on him to help you navigate that. Listen, leadership requires consistency. If you can't count on him in the small things, you shouldn't trust him with the big things. Okay? Leadership is not just a title, it's a behavior. And what I see a lot of men who want to be dictators, but they don't want to be servant leaders. Leadership requires him serving you too, not just being served. Okay? Red flag number 2, he's not fiscally responsible. Finances play a big role in relationships. Okay? So if you want, I'm not a gold digger. Listen, you need money. Okay? So let's stop pretending that money doesn't matter. If he's behind on his child support, if he has excessive debt, if he lives above his means, he doesn't budget, he has no savings or no financial plan, and you connect your life with him, you're going to have financial issues. I watched the movie, was it Acrimony? I just watched Acrimony, okay? I know I'm 7 years behind, but I just watched the movie. That young lady was like 1.2 million she invested in her husband. He worked on and off for 18 years, but they met in college. She had her mama's house and a lump sum. She bought that man a car, right? She should have had me come to her, girl, don't you buy that man a car? Okay, she bought that man a car. She took care of them. No. If he has excessive debt or he has back child support, then you need to ask him, what is your plan in order to, 1, pay back the debt, but also what is your plan so that you stay ahead? Now, do life situations happen? Of course, life situations happen. We had COVID, so there were people who were laid off. We have our current financial economic climate, so things are happening. I get that. But before you connect your life with his, especially if you're going to get married, there has to be a plan. And not just a plan on paper, you need to see him executing it. Let's say, for instance, he got back child support. He owes back child support. Y'all get married. Y'all file your taxes together. Now you don't get a tax return. Or you guys buy a house, decide to sell the house, and guess what? Now that money goes to the child because he owes back child support. Okay? Or he has excessive debt. Now you two are swimming in debt. Okay? Now in most relationships, there's always a spender and there's always one who saves. But you're going to have to pay attention because outside of sex and money, those are the two things that people report as it relates to marital dissatisfaction, and it leads to divorce. So you do not want the stress when it comes to him being not financially responsible. All right. I'm not saying he has to be wealthy, but he does need to be able to be a good steward of his finances. All right. And you should not be refinancing his consequences. You should be. I'm gonna give you a real life story. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. Oh, I did it. No, I did it. There was a man I was dating who owed money on his transcript for college. Now, this before Biden, because Biden has said, listen, if we pay student loans for it, you got to release a transcript. And I remember paying towards him to get his transcript. Does he got his transcript? Did he do something? No. So guess what? His poor management of his money was none of my business. Okay, pay attention to that. All right, number 3. He has no self-leadership or vision. A man cannot lead you anywhere if he doesn't know where he is going. And then this is where many women fall for hopes and dreams. Now, we've seen it over and over, and even the movie Acrimony, where it's like, he finally makes it. And people are like, oh, you should have stayed with him because he finally made it. No. Okay, that is a movie. It ain't true. Yes, does it happen sometimes in real life that it takes a person years in order for their hopes and dreams to happen? That's very true. But they need to be taking care of themselves financially when that happens. Okay. He has big ideas. He talks about what he could be. He has potential, but he has zero execution. He has no plan on how to make his dream a reality. He is not working in his dream every day in order for it to happen. He's just laying back and telling you all the things that he's going to do. No. Leadership requires accountability, structure, discipline, follow through, problem-solving skills. If this man has a hope and a dream and you don't see those things, it's just a hope and a dream. Anybody who has a hope and a dream, it becomes a reality when they put one foot in front of the other and do the work. Okay? If everything is still in the works or one day or 6 months from now, he is not a visionary. He is a fantasizer. He is living in a fantasy world. And don't get caught up with a man, oh, you just don't believe in me. You're supposed to hold me down. No. Listen, I'm 37, okay? Now, for my girlies, because I know I have some young ladies that are 18. Now, if he's in his 20s, that's something different, okay? But at 37, he should be in his dream and making it happen. Now, let me say this. I know some men gonna be like, well, if I'm doing it by myself, what do I need you for? Adam had a garden before Eve came. He was living in paradise before Eve came. Don't let a man convince you that you have to work with him as it relates to him getting this big dream. Okay? I'm going to leave that there. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for men. Oh, if I'm doing all this, what do I need you for? That means he doesn't know the worth and the value of a woman. If he can ask that silly question. Every man you know, every high earning man has a woman, a wife. And he has a specific role for her, whether that she's his top confidant, whether that she helps manage things for him. But it's not an excuse for a man not to be building because he doesn't have a woman. So don't fall for that. What I'm with you for? What I'm getting all of this, and you know what you doing? Okay. Number 4. He has no accountability structure. This is a major red flag. Leadership requires submission to something higher than self. How this man gonna ask you to submit and he ain't submitted? I think that's the issue with submission, is that there are many men asking women to submit, but they don't even know how it is to submit. They don't submit to God. They don't have a pastor. They don't have a mentor. Okay? There are no older men who can correct him and check him. And I think it's a red flag when a man is not submitted to nobody. Because I think as a woman, you need to know that if he ain't doing right, you can say, okay, all right, okay, yes, baby, and you're gonna go right to his daddy. So like, he was mean to me yesterday and he hurt my feelings and he made me cry. I believe it's snitching. Tell on him, girl. Now those people, no, you need to keep your business. No, I believe that God will send mentors to you that will help you in any area that you need help and assistance in. And speaking of, if you need some help and some assistance, Mentor Cynthia is available. Click the link in the description and schedule you a coaching call. And I'm going to help you with your healing work, and I'm going to help you with your relationship. That's what coaching is. That's what a therapist is. But there are also people that were called and created to help you navigate this journey of life. And, you know, for the first 18 years, they are our parents. But along the way, there are other people that are supposed to walk alongside you, even as it relates to your marriage. Okay? So don't tell nobody your business, keep people out of your business. No, there needs to be accountability. Okay? That's just my thought. Yes, no male community. He ain't got no bros. He ain't got no friends. I remember one lady asked me about that, and I said, to me, that's a red flag. What you use a maverick out here? Just all by yourself like Celine Dion say? Y'all know I can sing this song. All by... Oh, stop. What? No, you need a man who, if he act like nobody can check him, boo, that's going to be a problem. Because when you bring something to him, he ain't going to be trying to listen to what you say. And there are going to be times as a woman, as a wife, as you're going to have to hold him accountable. Babe, listen, you said you're going to do ABC. What's going on? Nobody can tell him that he's wrong. A man who answers to no one becomes dangerous, selfish, and unteachable. If he sees accountability as control, manipulation, or weakness, he is not equipped to lead anything. You want a man who has a servant's heart. Servants are submitted. If he ain't submitted, you must quit it. If he ain't submitted, you must quit it. All right, listen. A leader who cannot be led cannot be trusted. Come on now, listen. All right. Number 5. I like that. If he's not submitted, you must quit it. All right. He's emotionally unintelligent. You cannot follow a man who's ruled by emotional immaturity. He shuts down. He deflects. He's manipulative. He blames. He gets defensive. He can't communicate his needs. He's not empathetic. He doesn't understand you, himself, or the relationship. A man who's controlled, and this is all quite often to be like, people, will say, women are so emotional. Men are emotional too. We just saw, I live in Atlanta, where that young man from Morehouse assaulted that girl, assaulted her, emotionally unintelligent. And now I know he's charged with aggravated assault. That's a felony in Georgia. That's a felony. And he had a girlfriend, something happened between the girlfriend and her, and he did, And guess what? He's a young man, but there are older men that engage in the same thing. Or he shuts down, and he'll give you the silent treatment in order to control you or to manipulate you. And now before you know it, you apologize to him. I was just working with a woman who was doing that. Like, he wronged me, but now I'm apologizing to him. Yes. This man can't lead you. He's not a problem. If a man is shutting down and giving you the silent treatment, if he's deflecting, then he can't solve problems. He's defensive. And if he's defensive, then that means he's not able to be vulnerable. That impacts your intimacy. And I don't mean just sex. I mean your ability to be close to him. You're not going to want to bring issues to him because you know, okay, every time he's going to deflect, he's going to shut down, he's going to blame me, he's going to project, he's going to get all of this. So then what happens? So you as a woman no longer feel safe to talk to him and to communicate with him about things because how he's showing up, right? Emotional intelligence is leadership. He cannot guide what he can't regulate. How is he leading you and he can't manage his emotions? If he can't manage his emotions, how are you going to manage the relationship? How is he going to manage the stress of life? The things that are going to happen. When you get in a car accident or a pipe burst, is he going to get upset and angry every time something happens? Is he going to blame you every time something happens? Number six. If you're easily offended, I'm sorry. He ain't got no dick discipline. He ain't got no dick discipline. How the man gonna lead you and he can't even manage himself? Now you may say, Cynthia, like, what? No. He needs to operate in self-control. This is uncomfortable, but we're gonna talk about it. Some men ruin their lives, their families, and their future because they lack sexual discipline. We just saw what happened to Shannon Sharp. He's not the first man for something like that to happen to. He's impulsive. He's easily tempted. No boundaries with women. He's still seeking validation through sex that makes him feel like a man. And let me say this to you because I've worked with women who, because of bad theology, feel like every time their husband wants to have sex, like when they say, like, don't deprive one another, you cannot satisfy a man who has lust issues. You can't satisfy him. No matter how much you smack it, flip it, do all, put it on your forehead, you can't satisfy him. There's a level of discipline, even in marriage, a man needs to have, because guess what? You as a woman are going to go through cycles and changes. You're going to have, if you want to, right? You're going to have children. And then there's going to be a period of time, whether 6 weeks or 12 weeks, where medically you shouldn't be having sex. He needs to be patient. He doesn't need to be trying to manipulate you for his needs. Okay? When I going through this cancer journey, they put me on a medication that shut my ovaries down and put me into medical menopause. And I was having hot flashes. Okay? Things happen in menopause, and I didn't know that. I learned that the hard way. Oh, what is going on? So glad to be free from that, okay? There are going to be things that happen in your body. You need a husband that's still going to love you and respect you, who's not going to be pressuring and coercing you to have sex. Now, let me say this if you're still here. You need to join my membership. I did a video. What's the video? Teach him how to have sex with you without taking your clothes off. Click the join button and join the membership and watch that, because this is one of the things that I talk about in that video, okay? It's not about like, ooh, teach him how to smack it and flip it. No, it's not about that. It's about something else, okay? Right? A man who doesn't have discipline over his body. Now, there may be evidence of this. You know, he has been married. Maybe he hasn't been married multiple times, but he has multiple baby mamas, or he has an extensive history with having sex with multiple women. He watches pornography, those type of things. You got to check that, because this is going to lead to heartache and heartbreak in your relationship. Okay? Because this man, whoever you marry, needs to be able to be disciplined. Things are going to happen where you're not going to be able to have sex. You're not always going to be in the mood. He needs to have discipline. He can't be out here cheating on you. Oh, if I can't get it from you, I'm going to get it from somebody else, threatening and all that stuff. He wants you to have threesomes and all kind of stuff because he doesn't. That's going to lead you to a life of pain and disappointment and frustration and feeling like you're not good enough and feeling like you're inadequate. All because he can't discipline himself. Okay? And the last one. He needs to, if this man doesn't make you feel safe emotionally, he can't lead you. He has to create an environment of safety for you, not just physical safety, but emotional safety, spiritual safety, financial safety, because as a woman, safety is very important to us. He needs to see you. And what I mean by see you, not just like, but see the inner workings of you, be considerate of you. That's what it means to be seen. If he doesn't provide safety for you, which means he has to provide safety for himself and those around him. Is he kind? Is he considerate? How does he show up for the people in his life? Is he consistent? If he's not providing those things, then he can't lead you. All right. So I just want you to know that this is not about perfection. This is about readiness. So before you walk down the aisle with this man, you need to make sure that he has these tools and skills. Okay. Before you allow a man to lead you, because you allow him to. You need to question, is he dependable? Is he responsible? Is he accountable? Is he emotionally safe? Is he disciplined and self-governed? Does he have vision and direction? Because the wrong man won't just fail to lead you. He will mislead you. And I know you know a woman who followed a man and she has nothing to show for it but heartbreak, disappointment, and years lost. Okay? If you found this helpful, please drop a comment down below. I want you to know I love you so much. I thank you for rocking with me through this journey. I don't think I could have done it without you guys. This is Healed and New Sexy. My name is Cynthia.